Adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush. Come on. So what you wanna do? Get another kilo. You wanna sweat it, but you ain't got no flow. I'm on your TV, kicking up your radio. I'm on your video, mashing up your disco. You know when I come down, I come rough. I need no permission cause I'm in the right position now. You know when I come down, I come rough. So feel the vibe of the adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush now. Adrenaline rush, adrenaline rush. You know you can't get enough of the adrenaline rush.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's AAW President James Grace. I'm here once again for another episode of AAW TV with my broadcast colleague, Mr. Ben Mitchell.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and holy smokes, what a treat we have for you here tonight.
I mean, it's been an unbelievable series so far. The last 3 weeks have been just unprecedented success for AEW. We're so proud to be able to bring you this new feature, this new series here on YouTube. And you're right, the momentum's going to keep going. Just last week we crowned the inaugural Perth Classic champion in Rob Van Dam, and we're kicking off this episode with the debut of the Lucha Libre legend, Mazdek.
Mazdek, of course, he's been wrestling all over the place, but right now, he's here in All Action Wrestling.
But yeah, what's so exciting about this is we're going to see a true Lucha Libre contest, because before Mazdek makes his way to the ring, we see his opponent, and it's Delcano. Delcano, a luchador in his own right. We're going to see an incredible contest here to kick us off on AAW TV.
What a treat we have, and here he comes. That music's going to be pumped already.
There he is. And you know, it's going to be hard to give us a lot of background here today on the history of these guys, purely because by nature, the Lucha Libre, the Mexican heritage of wrestling is that we really don't know a whole lot about these guys' personal lives.
They're shrouded in mystery, these two, and what we can tell you, though, is that they're bloody good in the ring.
Yeah, you're about to see an incredible show. I've gone one-on-one with Delcano myself, personally. The guy is super quick. He can pull out moves that you couldn't even dream of. So we're going to see something special because he's going against a debuting Mazdek. Now, Mazdek, he is a legend of the ring. This guy has legitimately told the world he is a legitimate lucha legend. He's wrestled in Mexico for most of his life. So we are so proud to be able to bring you someone of his caliber right here in Australia and on AAW TV.
And we could see straight away there from Mazdek that this is a guy that, you know what, he'll give you respect, but he's also going to make you earn it. And, you know, we saw from that handshake there, Delcano welcoming Mazdek to All Action Wrestling, into Perth, into the ring, but yeah, while Mazdek shook his hand, he brought him in close, and he would have said something along the lines of, all right, mate, well, let's do this.
We're going to say that. Well, we've seen clean breaks so far, but I can tell you that Mazdek is going to try and prove exactly to this AEW audience who he is and what he stands for. Delcano never wants to back down either, so it'll be a case of being able to weather the initial storm of Mazdek, whether he can outlast that experience. But I got to tell you, that stretch already looks pretty ominous.
Well, I don't know if Mazdek's done his homework, but Delcano has had real bad shoulder issues in the past. I know he's had several surgeries, and that shoulder's been surgically repaired. So whether Mazdek's done his homework or he's just got lucky, but that's definitely something that he could target throughout the match tonight.
Yeah, look, I was speaking to Delcano in the back, and this is something that he's been chomping at the bit to do. Not only does he want to prove himself to the AEW audience, but he also wants to prove to himself that he can go toe-to-toe with the likes of Mazdek. Delcano spent a lot of his early career in AEW as a tag team wrestler. So this is going to be one of his first showcases as a singles, and you know what? What a way to make a name for yourself than by beating a legitimate legend.
That's it. And both these men sort of taking turns having the upper hand, but Mazdak firmly in control now. And I guess while we're at it, Grace, I feel like I should be asking you as well. Beyond this match tonight, we have a heck of a show.
Yeah, we do. We have an unbelievable show. We're main evented tonight. Again, we're lucky enough to bring you a championship contest yet again. We've done that so many times already in our main events. So we've got an AAW No Limits Championship match coming up in our main event tonight. And it is Felix Young, who we saw defeat Julio just a couple of weeks ago. And he is going to take on the returning Craven. Now, we saw Craven obviously a couple of weeks ago as well, but he's returning from injury. He was trying to help out Wayne the Maniac Matty in his World Championship efforts. Hang on here. Beautiful takedown by Delcano. Yeah, we saw Craven earlier on, but this is going to be the first time between the ropes in quite some time.
Yeah, and I mean, Craven's no slouch. He's been around for a really long time, but when you've had time out for injury, you know, it's hard to get back involved. You can do all the workouts, all the exercise you want, but unless you're in between those ropes, and Grace, I'm sure you can attest to this, there's nothing like getting in between those ropes and having a match.
No, there is no fit like ring fit. And look, Craven, you're right, he's an impressive physical specimen. The guy works out like crazy in the gym, but there's no shape like ring shape. The guy, yes, wow. Speaking of veterans, how was that? He absolutely just tossed Delcano away there. Beautiful back body drop. And look, Craven, he knows what it means to be a champion. We've seen it time and time again throughout the history of AEW, especially at our anniversary events. But he's never held the No Limits Championship. He's going up against a guy that is totally different from any other opponent he's faced. Felix Young, this cat, he is so comfortable with that No Limits Championship and the no rules that come with it. So it'll be really interesting. My bet is that it's going to be totally different to this contest, Benny, because this, as we build it, is going to be a technical lucha contest. And our No Limits title match, basically all it guarantees is total chaos. Beautiful headset takedown. We're going to have to see Delcano pick up the pace a little bit here. My measure of this match is that Mazdak has had him. Although, beautiful arm drag there. I reckon Mazdak landed on the top of his head too.
Delcano must be listening there, and Mazdak rolling out of harm's way.
I tell you what, Mazdak's going to have to take his time. Maybe he has been away from the ring as well. Like we said, shrouded in mystery, this figure. Other than we know his legitimate... Whoa, beautiful backflip there, back into the ring. Crowd pretty impressed with that one. Mazdak, not so much. A little bit of showboating there. I don't know if that's the right call for Delcano in this match.
Perhaps the youthful craving for approval there from Delcano. Just craving to impress the audience, put on a great show for them, but I feel like his attention is misdirected right now.
Well, Mazdak, like you said, showing his wherewithal there. He knows exactly what he needs to do to win. He will never have been that successful around the world, especially in Mexico, without knowing when to pick his spots. Knowing when you've got a young up-and-coming luchador like Delcano looking to take his spot. Delcano maybe trying to change tact a little bit here. You don't see a lot of this in the high-flying styles of matches. Delcano even looking to his hands there a little bit. Maybe not used to delivering the chops.
Yeah, Mazdak, real barrel-chested there. He can move at lightning speed, but he's also a strong guy. As we see him sort of feeling the effects of that back elbow from Delcano, and now the boot to the face, and Delcano looking to take control. Here we go, taking him out. This could be it.
Beautiful. Oh, I can't believe Mazdak was the first one to his feet there. That was an incredible moonsault. That was unbelievable. He's right back up. You can see that this guy is used to absorbing punishment. That may have been one of Delcano's best shots, and it seems like it absolutely did not faze Mazdak one iota.
Well, I can't help but come back to when Mazdak rolled out of the ring and Delcano just let him literally walk back in. He needed to go out and stay on top of Mazdak, and he didn't. And now it's come back to bite him.
Ay, God.
Ay, caramba!
They were always my least favorite move to take. I never liked getting hit, but spine busters, I cannot express to you how much those things hurt. And from a guy like Mazdak, who has been around the rings for many, many years, knows exactly how to slam you on the point of your spine where you may not get up.
That's it. And now we see the technical prowess of Mazdak here in play as he looks to, as he's stepping on the hamstrings there. And looking to apply a surfboard stretch.
These things are brutal. If he can lock in a surfboard stretch, I think looking maybe to switch tack now. He's got him in that. Whoa, this is like kind of the ironing board maneuver. I've seen Steve Carino hit these quite a few times. In fact, I've been in one. How was that? That's a submission! That's a submission! Unbelievable!
Well, Mazdak had his arm, so he couldn't tap out. So Delcano is sort of shaking his head, indicating to the referee that, yeah, I give up. I can't take it anymore.
Well, there you go. You can see just how dangerous these submissions really are. Like you said, you see the prevalence of mixed martial arts being so much more popular these days, and submissions really retrain our audience to show just how dangerous these things can be. And when you've got a veteran of the ring like Mazdak between the ropes, he can lock these things on from absolutely anywhere. So, wow. I mean, first match out, an impressive victory, and you got to think, well, what's next for Mazdak?
Well, Mazdak, I mean, the world's at his feet now, isn't it? A great first showing, as you say, and as he stands there and waits for Delcano to get up, I'm sure he's gonna say something along the lines of, "Kid, you were good. You still got plenty to learn, though."
Well, we'll see. I suppose we don't really know that much about the guy. So are we going to see? Yep, there you go. You were right. It's the mutual respect shown by Mazdak there. Delcano certainly having to give him his props because he tapped out in quick fashion there.
Yeah, I think he knew, as we mentioned earlier, those shoulder troubles that he's had in the past. Delcano probably valued his career more than this particular match.
Well, we'll certainly see. Oh, hang on. What's going on here? We've got... That's Chris Target. Chris Target and Seth Kincaid.
What are you doing out here?
We said a couple of weeks ago that it wouldn't be the last we saw of these two. We got officials trying to separate them. What the hell is going on here? Target not happy about being jumped several weeks ago by Seth Kincaid. And we've got absolute pandemonium. It looks like the Shark's out there on the stage now as well to help his partner. Or perhaps trying to restrain him, maybe. Hang on, wait.
Oh my God! Chris Target just super kicking the Shark!
That obviously... I mean, that's remorse there on the face of Chris Target. It looks like his emotions got the better of him there. I can't say that Target was supposed to do that. Oh, man, seriously, Seth Kincaid. This guy is so capable of getting under the skin of anyone that he wants to. And we're seeing a little bit of dissension here between Chris Target and the Shark and the Australian Dynasty.
I mean, these guys have been teaming together for so long, and I don't know who started it between Kincaid and Target, but...
There's that challenger.
Hey, yeah. Roxy, I want to get in.
Roxy, sorry, you don't work here. I can't let you through. Only performers and guests, so you understand what I'm saying.
Hey. There's no way to treat a lady.
Oh my. A lady?
She is my guest.
Yeah.
She's with me.
Okay, Cody.
So,
Yeah.
move. Come on. Get out of my way.
Alright, she's your guest? Hey, she's on you, man.
I'm sorry.
That is the woman that we saw attack our new women's champion, Alexis Lee, the other week.
Indeed, after Alexis Lee crowned new women's champion, that woman, she came out of nowhere to attack Alexis Lee, but we might have to leave that now. We saw her aligned with Cody Wilson, and that's definitely something to keep an eye on. But right now, Felix Young is in the ring, and he's ready for his No Limits Championship match.
This guy is always ready. I mean, the last time we saw this championship defended, Felix Young didn't even wait to step between the ropes. We can see his challenger Craven there waiting and ready, but last time the championship was defended, these guys started in the aisleway. They were right up at the back of the building. So literally anything could happen here. Felix Young calling for the mic. Doesn't look that impressed either. You would think that perhaps you would be intimidated somewhat by the veteran Craven. This guy's a multi-time world champion.
So if I sit down and waste more of your time, you'll be happy then? Alright, cool. Let's do that.
Oh, toying with the crowd now. Saying that he's going to wait until he's ready.
Not sure that's his best move, turning his back on Craven.
Craven will not be impressed.
I say what I have to say. Ref, if you drop that belt, I'm going to drop you.
Threats to the referee now as well.
Demonstrating how much he values that championship, though.
And I'll cut your ears off.
Dang, whoa. Seriously, this guy is so different.
You know what, mate? When you grow decent facial hair, you can speak. Until then, let the man with the microphone do it.
Still.
Sit there and shut the fuck up, dickhead. I'm trying to talk.
Oh my. Well, this obviously is not the way that we encourage our superstars to interact with the AAW audience, but this guy is totally running by his own rulebook. Being a champion, I suppose, provides you a little bit of leeway, but he might just have talked himself into trouble. Well, turn around, Felix, my friend, because Craven's got a trash can in his hand, buddy.
And then after that, I advance further down the legacy of being the best
Well, we said it
hardcore
before.
wrestler in this state.
Felix Young Probably shouldn't turn his back on Craven, and this
When I want your
might
opinion,
come back to
I
bite him.
won't ask for it.
It's a matter of how long he's going to wait. How long is Craven going to wait?
You know what? You people aren't even worth my time. You know what? I'm not even wrestling tonight. You can go fuck yourself.
Oh, well, there you go. It was promised to Craven just biding its time, perhaps letting Felix Young fall into a false sense of security there. Craven coming back from injury here. He was not at our last number of events because of a rib injury that he suffered. And, well, anything goes here. So you're sure that Felix Young will be chasing that down. But Craven looking to come back in style.
Well, you know what? I kind of don't blame Felix Young for getting frustrated because, as you say, Craven hasn't been here for a little while. He's been off injured and he's just waltzed right in and taken a title shot. What's with that?
Look, I'm not being the biggest advocate of Craven. We've had our differences in the past, but you can't deny the man's pedigree. The guy's undefeated at anniversary events. He knows how to take on some of the best in the world. This guy's taken on the likes of Chavo Guerrero, of Tommy Dreamer, of Mr. Anderson. You know, he's got an incredible resume. No! And that could just be it. That was a fashion of a DDT right on the apron there. Mitchell, that's the hardest part of the ring. It is nothing but steel, beamage, and on top of that, you got to fall from the ring to the floor.
Yeah, well, right now, Craven in total control. Looks like he's feeling good from that injury. He's come back fresh and ready to go. And, geez, we might have a new champion again here on AAW TV.
I tell you what, these AAW No Limits Championship matches, it is becoming the norm for these things to just be total chaos. We're already right outside of the ring here. We're at ringside by our merchandise stand. Again, sometimes when you buy the tickets to the AAW events, you can get more than you bargained for.
And Craven got more than he bargained for just there as well by the looks of it. Felix Young looking to turn the tide.
The officials obviously cleared the way there. We're trying to make way, get the fans out of the way of this action now. Craven's take a hip toss on the floor. That would put a normal man in hospital for several weeks.
Indeed it would. And now going up these steps, I don't like where this is going. This doesn't look good at all.
Like a bit of panto, but you can't help it with these things. His head is like a ping pong ball. It just keeps getting rattled around from floor to brick wall. And they're still going into the audience even further. Now, let's not do anything we'll regret here, people.
Geez, you talk about Craven. Listen to this. Oh, that just hurt me watching. When we talk about Craven's history here at All Action Wrestling, he's an absolute veteran. He's been here so many times. He's been here so many years. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he knows how to use every part of the ring to his advantage.
Oh, look, when I think back of some of Craven's greatest matches, one of his crowning achievements was to beat former WWE superstar Orlando Jordan at Anniversary 7. And it was I believe it was Anniversary 8, possibly. I don't know. I get my anniversaries mixed up. That happens when you get kicked in the head a lot, Mitchell. But he beat Orlando Jordan, and it was no DQ. He was able to overcome a WWE superstar like Orlando Jordan, one of his greatest rivals at the time. So Craven certainly is capable of taking things outside of the ropes and getting creative. It's just a matter of whether he can beat Felix Young. This guy, he's on a roll like I have never seen before. And what he did to Julio last time we saw him here on AAW TV, I think it was brutality that was unnecessary, but it proved a point.
Oh my God! He's out. He's well and truly out.
Well, if one thing was going to kill momentum, it's a fire extinguisher to the noggin.
Oh, and of course, Felix Young no stranger to fire extinguishers. I mean, in his last match against Julio used the extinguisher to spray in his face, and now Felix Young getting the casing of that extinguisher to the face. I mean, poor bloke. I don't exactly like Felix Young, but
Heads up. No, the superplex averted there by Craven. We know that would have been match ending if he hit a superplex right there by the stage.
Well, that's the thing with Craven. He has so many moves that can end a match. I know firsthand, the first time an AAW superstar decided to lay hands on me was Craven when he super kicked me right in the face, and that doesn't tickle. He can hit you with that. He can hit you with the scissor kick. Oh, he can hit you with the swanton. He can hit you with a trash can.
He certainly can. I tell you what, the championship being up for grabs, you're going to see anything and everything take place here. Felix Young, I believe at this point of the match, starting to realize exactly what it means to be in the ring with an AEW veteran like Craven, perhaps regretting running his mouth earlier in the night.
That's it. You know what, though? Being back in the middle of the ring might not be the worst thing for Felix because we're taking away a lot of those harsh environments. We're taking away the guardrails as Craven goes for that scissor kick. Felix Young.
Ripcord clothesline. Unbelievable. That might not finish Craven off, but I'm telling you right now, it's going to rattle those brain cells. You can see him arching his back. That definitely won't get done with a pin cover like that. That is insulting.
Well, that's just it. I think that's what Felix Young's doing. He's trying to insult Craven. He's trying to frustrate him. You can see the slow, methodical pace of Felix Young. He is taking control of this match as he tries to choke Craven out on the ropes there.
Ooh, see, it's those little things. Did you see how he pulled the rope back on him there? It's the little intricacies that someone like Felix Young can do that really hurt you. To someone in the audience, that might not seem like a brutal move. But think about having something crushed against your throat that you're not ready for. Those ropes, they are tight. The tension in them is ridiculous. And it can do some serious damage when you're slammed against them without realizing it or without expecting it. It's going to take a little bit for Craven to fight back from this, I'm telling you. The breath is going to be hard to draw in now. And I think Felix Young knows it. The confidence is building in him.
Felix Young returning those chops that he received out by ringside earlier.
Hooks the line. And again from the back elbow. Craven with a big crossbody. He's going to have to start going into last-ditch mode here. A beautiful nipple. Trying to fire himself up on the crowd.
Here we go, and he's firmly in control here as Craven hits him down with that clothesline, that back elbow.
Big splash. Yeah, we're going to see shades of Wayne the Maniac Natty there, his partner. Reversing the whip, though, is Felix Young. Can he follow up those momentum? Craven had it scouted all the way. Beautiful top drop toe hold into the turnbuckle. I've seen this a number of times from Craven. Scissor kick.
We're going to have a new No Limits champion. Felix Young's going to be irate.
Ooh. Tell you what, this guy is tenacious. I honestly don't know what is going to beat him. If Julio couldn't defeat him with everything that he put into that contest in previous weeks on AAW TV, then Craven truly is going to have to pull out something special, and perhaps this is it. It may be calling for the Swanton Bomb here.
And that just goes to show that that title means so much to Felix Young that he will just kick out an absolute instinct, but
He thought twice about it there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
And it's cost him. Yeah, it cost him there. He changed tact. I think he was going for that Swanton Bomb, but switched ideas. Felix Young's got him now.
Perhaps Craven's biggest weakness is how much he gives to the fans of himself, that he's always going to them and calling out to them and trying to get them behind him, and it's cost him here again. Big electric chair there by Felix Young. We talked about this in previous weeks. That move is devastating. Craven's sucking for wind now. And you know what we haven't seen a lot of? Like, this is the thing with these matches. Stylistically, you can't plan for it, because sometimes in a No Limits Championship match, you'd be expecting weapons to be a huge feature in the contest. So far, we haven't really seen it, but it looks like Felix Young is clued in now, and he's got a hold of that championship belt. Oh, but Craven ducks it, hits with a super kick. This could be it. It said it knocked you, Loopy, so will it knock out the champion? I'm sure he's now probably queuing up for the Swanton Bomb, and if he hits this, we'll have a new champ for sure. Here we go, he's getting up to the top. Oh, hang on. Who's that? Hang on. That's Leon Tully of the Western Kingdom. Big fall from Craven. Leon Tully pushing Craven right into the center of the ring. He's fallen right into the grasp of the champion, and he's set. Oh my God! Curb stomp. That's all over. That's it. What a damn shame that this match has to finish because of interference from the Western Kingdom. But like I alluded to earlier, there are no rules here. Felix Young keeps getting away with these things. He's shown great tenacity. But Leon Tully getting involved there. Why would the Western Kingdom want to be getting involved with Craven's business at this point? I mean, we know in the past that the Western Kingdom have had their troubles with, as you mentioned, you know, the Maniac and the Bullet Click, but Craven wasn't even there then. He was injured. Young Leon Tully perhaps trying to make... Well, there you go. There's our explanation. Leon Tully trying to make a name for himself. A young up-and-coming superstar here looking to challenge a veteran. He just cost Craven a championship, and it doesn't look like Leon Tully is through.
You run your mouth
He's laying the boots in. We're going to see Leon Tully and Craven go one-on-one in a future episode of AAW TV. There's no doubt about that, but will Craven get his retribution? Is it this young lion's chance?
And you see Leon Tully's out here on his own as well. He's saying, you know what, yes, I'm part of the Western Kingdom, but I don't need them.
Hang on. Oh, big knee. Craven is flat on his back. Ladies and gentlemen, I never would have thought that at the conclusion of this episode, our lasting visual would be Craven, the Australian sensation, flat on his back, and the young lion, Leon Tully of the Western Kingdom, standing over him. That's all we've got time for, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure to return with us next week. We're going to have to follow up on this story, Mitchell.